Before I dive in, I just want to let you know who Chris Watts is, in case you live under a rock and maybe you're, who knows, you don't know who he is. On August 13, 2018, Colorado father Chris Watts murdered his pregnant wife, Shannan Watts, and their two daughters, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste. In summation, Watts was having an affair with some homewrecker and wanted a new life, so he decided to kill his pregnant wife and 2 toddler daughters. He killed his pregnant wife at their home, loaded her dead body up with his 2 live children in tow, drove to his work, which is this oil site, as you can see in the pictures. He then proceeded to smother his 2 toddler girls. He put one in one tank and the other in the other tank. He then took his pregnant wife's body, tossed her face down in a shallow grave, and left. And then proceeded to smile to news camera crews who came to his house when a search party was sent out before they knew he was a murderer.
You got to know?
None of this makes sense. That's why I know you guys keep asking these questions, because it doesn't make sense to me.
You could have done it before you guys left.
I don't.
And not had him, alive in the backseat. They could have been with Shannan in the backseat.
I don't know, why it happened. Why I left everything out there in the field and why, all this stuff. None of this makes sense.
We've probably all experienced that one true crime case that just kind of rocks us to our core, where we become semi-obsessed with it, with the hope of the victims getting justice, obsessed with what went on in that time frame. How could somebody do that? The whys, the whos, the whats, the whens, all of that, right? So his choice of disposal of his daughter's dead bodies was horrid for many reasons that are obvious. His choice of disposal rendered his daughter's bodies unable to be cremated or even able to have a normal and proper embalming or burial because of the fact their little oil-soaked bodies were combustible. Okay? Even though they were buried in coffins, this is morbid, but their grandmother talked about it already on Dr. Phil. They had to properly seal these coffins because they are literally, a danger. They're combustible. These coffins had to be properly sealed. His wife, like I said, she was placed face down in a shallow grave, had something called a coffin birth where her body expelled this case is just disturbing on so many levels. Chris confessed in a recorded, interrogation. He told them where he put the bodies. He told them how he did it. He pled guilty to the crimes that November, right? So it happened in August. That November, he pled guilty, and he is currently serving a total of 5 life sentences in prison, okay? Signed, sealed, delivered. He admitted it. Even though he admitted it, even though he confessed, even though all that happened, there are still crazy people in the world. We know this, right? We know that there's gonna be some people out there that just can't wrap their heads around that, and they think he's innocent. There is a lot of people out there currently who think this man is innocent. One of those people runs a YouTube channel called Chris Watts, The Revelation and the Reckoning. Okay? It's run by a woman named Kim. Now, I have a bone to pick, no pun intended, okay? Because Kim's whole channel runs around Chris Watts, which is fine. My whole channel usually runs around Katie Joy. However, I don't care, well, I kind of care, but not really, about what her personal opinion is about Chris and his innocence, whatever. What I do care about, and the reason why I'm even bothering to make this video, is Kim thought it would be a good idea to have her members badge as bones, okay? So now keep in mind, Kim doesn't run a true crime channel. Her channel runs on Chris Watts. So somebody please tell me why somebody would think it's a good idea to use bones as your member badge. That is distasteful. It is disrespectful to the victims' families. And you have to remember, okay, regardless of what your beliefs are, these people are still dead. So let's just hear what Kim has to say about being proud of her member badge.
Man, today is going to be a good day, guys. Have you guys noticed that I updated the bone icon? We did a black background so the bone shows white. Where's my dang bone? Holly says, Holly, you get it after being a member on the channel for 30 days. So in the second month, you get it. You guys, so I got my new bones. Can you guys see them? Okay, so we put a black background to them so you guys can see them, which is awesome. Yeah, Twisted, do you like it? Now your bone's white. Where's my dang bone? Holly, you get your bone after being a member for 2 months. I think it's on your second month you get the bone. That was a big deal the other night. Everyone's like, I can't see my bone. I'm not going to talk about it right now. I'm anxious to talk about it. Potato, I've got 2 weeks till I get a bone. Yay! That's awesome.
You can be bare bones. You could be a witness. You can be an autopsy. Isn't that interesting?
You got a bone? Nice.
So distasteful and insensitive, and I could just go on and on about how disgusted I am with that choice of member badge. You can get 1 bone, 2 bone, why not make some oil tanks, some pregnant bodies? I mean, come on. And I don't know, man, but of the over 9,000 subscribers, and not one person maybe has said to her, not from what I can see anyways, hey, you know what? Maybe having bones as your member badge is not a good idea. Since you're not a true crime channel, since you're only talking about Chris Watts, yeah, maybe bones are a little insensitive, considering an unborn baby, a wife, 2 kids are dead, maybe it's a little insensitive. But no, everybody's talking about how much they love the bones, right? Now, call me petty, all right? This might seem like a really stupid thing to sit here and bitch about, but guess what? That's the kind of person I am, because I will stand up for victims. Now, can you imagine being Shannan's mom, dad, brother, strolling in to see what these weirdos are talking about and noticing that there's bones? Can you imagine if that was your family member? How that would make you feel? One of my favorite types of people are ones with no self-awareness. We all know how I feel about that now. As if the bones wasn't enough, right? Now, I learned all this information within watching the first 20 minutes of this woman's stream, because I was just folding laundry. I'm like, I can't believe people are this crazy, but 20 minutes I learned all this, so I can't imagine what else, is out there to learn about this channel. However, as if that wasn't bad enough, right? She then proceeds to tell her live chat not to use foul language because it's disrespectful. So listen to this.
You guys, I'll tell you this. So if you guys swear in your comments, they will be hidden from chat. So try to not use profanity if you want to keep your comments from being hidden. I try to keep my chat. I mean, I get that not everyone has a sensitivity to profanity, but oftentimes it leads to very aggressive conversations very quickly.
Lord of mercy, did she just say it leads to aggressive conversations? If this lady wants to talk about aggressive, why don't we talk about what happened to those children, that wife, that unborn baby, okay? That's aggressive.
So that's kind of been my thing here on chat. People appreciate that. And I respect the members on here to make sure that they're not feeling a conversation's not unintentionally seeming overly aggressive. So just know that in chat to keep your comments shown. Just try not to use profanity.
Why am I not surprised that this woman respects her paying members but doesn't respect the deceased's family or the deceased?
Hello, my dear house, weather where you are. It's good. Actually, the skies are blue today, so that's a good day. Donnie, what comes after the bone? I don't know. Actually, no. I think there's you don't get the icon. I don't think changes for 6 months. But we are working on little emojis. You can have emojis, and I think I don't know. We're gonna be working on those. So if you guys want certain emojis that you think would apply, so we can create our own little picture emojis, tell me in the comments what kind of emojis you guys would like to see, so we can create them. And if you have any ideas for emojis, I'm all open. Send them in. My email is the number 4 chriswatts@gmail.com. And then maybe I'll put, maybe I'll do like a poll like in a week or 2 for the best emojis or whatever, and we can pick emojis for the channel. That'd be fun. I don't know how to do merch, you guys. I haven't even looked into it. It might take some time for that to happen. I have no idea.
So those are 2 disgusting things that I found within 20 minutes. Here's the third one, okay? I almost dropped my laundry basket when I heard this lady say this.
Is Chris getting out today? I wish. Nope. Is Chris getting out today? I wish. Nope.
You wish that a man who admittedly murdered his entire family, an unborn child, gets out of jail. What in the actual... This lady really fancies herself as, Chris Watts' famous friend. So let me just read her little community post here. I received an overwhelming amount of emails asking if I have ever visited Chris in prison and how we communicate. No, I have not visited him in prison. We've communicated through letters in the very, very beginning until he got phone privileges, which was very early on. Then we went to strictly talking on the phone. When he got his tablet, he added me to email, so we are able to communicate there as well. Then, when COVID hit, the prison added Zoom visits in place of face-to-face visits. We have been able to Zoom, and on that, we see each other face-to-face and speak for about 30 minutes at a time. And you do have to share your ID with the prison. He only gets a Zoom every 2 weeks. So it's in a rotation between his whole family and I and others that are on his Zoom list. Also, at the start of each Zoom, you have to show your ID to the camera and validate it at the start of each Zoom to the person before the Zoom visit can start. This next part is just really weird to me. It says, also, questions regarding my ringtone on my screensaver when Chris calls. Emergency bypass on is not a ringtone. Emergency bypass ensures the sound and vibration will happen regardless of do not disturb or the mute switch position. It's a feature in iPhones. Oh, well, that's great, Kim. Now, you don't have to ever worry about missing a call from a cold-blooded murderer who just so happens to be in jail for 5 consecutive life sentences. If some crazy lady on the outside world gives him the time of day and offers to help, make him a free man, of course he's going to entertain that. So my final thought is this. During Kim's live, I heard her say several times, well, Chris said they didn't show him this evidence, and Chris said this, and Chris said... Let me tell you, in case you haven't noticed already, Chris is a fucking liar.